Hello, my name is Paul Rashidi. Thanks for joining us again for another third-party hangout. Today we have ADvendio, who is a key partner with the DFP API for many publishers who utilize the Salesforce.com platform. They simplify order management as well as many other processes for publishers. And I apologize, I didn't introduce the other DFP API member on the conference today. Vincent, would you like to intro yourself?
Sure. My name is Vincent Tao. I'm a developer programs engineer on the DFP API team. I work primarily on the PHP client library.
Thanks, Vincent, and sorry. So with that, I'll go ahead and introduce Nadia Strice, sales manager for ADvendio, and she'll let us know what ADvendio does for their publishers.
Hi. Hi. Thank you, Paul. My name is Nadia, and I'm one of the sales reps here for ADvendio. And let me introduce you my team. To my left is Freddie, the project developer, and
Hi.
On the other screen is Reno, our project manager. Say hi. Yeah, that's it. I would be the one who's going to introduce you to the company ADvendio itself. And we can get started, I think. If you're ready, Paul?
Yeah, sounds great.
So let me just switch to our presentation. So just a second. Yes, we are correct. So Advendio.com is a complete sales and order management app with an additional invoice management module, especially designed for online publishers. Powered by Salesforce.com, you receive all benefits of the innovative cloud platform. AdVenio's main goal is to simplify your complex online advertising business by providing one system where all relevant information is stored in advertisers, inventory, campaigns and proposals, orders, reports, and invoices can be managed within this application. As Advendio.com seamlessly integrates with DFP, publishers can process almost everything in Advendio. The solution is particularly designed for digital publishers who want to make the most of their premium sales. So just in a brief overview also what's planned. And this is our flyer. As you can see, Advendio.com includes all tools you need to manage your ad sales efficiently. Not only does it contain your inventory database that you can organize, mass update, and easily search with handy lookups, but also a powerful CRM, which helps your team to see all customer information and interaction at a glance. Thanks to the integration with DFP, you can easily create and configure campaigns and immediately request availabilities and submit the order on DFP from within Advendio.com without even having to enter everything all over again. Furthermore, the analytics tool gives you the opportunity to create and customize any report you might need to evaluate customer, inventory, or sales rep performance. I will tell you a bit more about the billing and functionality on a separate slide later on. We just move forward. Yes, the benefits. Thanks to the embedded network integration, AdVenio's main benefit is that you can manage your business in one system. As AdVendio is built and operated on Salesforce.com's innovative cloud infrastructure, you can access your business data anywhere, anytime, on any device and benefit from low initial costs and continuing free updates. You don't have to worry about IT maintenance or about your company growth, as AdVenio's multi-tenant solution fits company size. With the Chatter, the integrated communication tool from Salesforce, you can also easily just collaborate with your coworkers. On this slide, as I have already mentioned, AdVendio includes a complete CRM and offers with its task and activity tracking a great management cockpit with 300 degrees customer visibility. You can not only create proposals for your online inventory, but for print as well. Thanks to the handy inventory search and media configuration, you can quickly create and optimize your campaigns. Now the promised billing and accounting slide. The new billing and accounting tool allows you to create automated invoices from your running or completed media campaigns within just a few clicks. With the help of comprehensive billing rounds, you can even generate, for example, all month's invoices and merge them to one file for an immediate print job. If an invoice has to be altered, you can cancel invoice position and automatically create credit notes for the changed position. Furthermore, the accounting tool offers you the possibility of creating reports of the actual account or inventory performance after invoicing. Via the Advanced Web Services API, it's possible to integrate with the ERP systems. Now, the embedded DFP integration. Thanks to this connection to DFP, data can be exchanged automatically between the two systems. Basically, the integration allows sales, AdOps, and campaign management to use DFP functions such as forecast, booking, and delivery data within ADvendio, so that information just has to be entered once. During the campaign planning process, sales rep can enter targeting information linked with DFP. So if they want to request availabilities for the configured campaigns, targeting criteria is considered during the forecast as well. They can see immediately if and how the entered amounts have to be altered. Once a proposal is confirmed, they can upload the creative and push the media campaign with all relevant information to DFP with one click. As soon as the campaign is running, you get the actual delivered impressions and clicks back to the media campaign, where they can be used for reporting or billing. With ADvendio and the integration to DFP, CRM, order management, billing, and order operations don't have to be coordinated separately anymore. So this was just changed. This was a brief company overview on ADvendio and the packages, and order management and the invoicing management part. And I just go and give over to Reno, who's going to introduce you to the live system and show you around how the integration works exactly.
Hi, everybody. Okay, now everybody can see me. Hi, everybody, and thank you, Nadja. I'm Reno, and as a product manager of ADvendio, I'm responsible for evaluating, planning, and implementing new features, so making our solution even more efficient. Thanks to the flexible cloud architecture, almost every enhancement can be realized, and all these updates are usually for free. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of the basic features in ADvendio.com. We'll take a quick tour through accounts, contacts, customer care, create a media campaign using the media search. Of course, see how the connection to DFP works, and creating a proposal, and finally an invoice. So let's take a look into our live system. I just need to show my desktop here. All right. So now you should see my screen. This home screen is exactly this what every user can see if he accesses to ADvendio. He has immediately his planned events and tasks at a glance, as you can see it here. So every user can schedule his own tasks, his own meetings, and can define a collaboration. He also can assign tasks to other users and create his own tasks. You can see a dashboard here where you can make reports a little bit more visible. but let us go through the system. In Advendio, you have nearly everything in one system. So you have your accounts and contact information, as you can see it here, which are your advertisers and your agencies. You have also the whole inventory management with the ad specs and sites, placement, ad types, the report engine and the dashboard engine. And what you also have is the media campaigns. So if you go to an accounts tab, you just see here the client account. In the top page, you see the account's details. So all needed business information like an annual revenue or the phone number. In the bottom, you see all related lists, so all records which are connected to this account, like the contact persons and the media campaigns which you have for this account. So let's go through to see one media campaign. If you want to create a new media campaign, just click on your media campaigns tab and click on new. So I've already created one media campaign. I've already created a media campaign, and in the top again you see all basic information to this media campaign, like the media campaign name, the advertiser and agency relationship. You can also define a stage with the needed probability and the close date. In another section, you see all calculations and discounts. You can grant quantity, customer, and agency discount on a media campaign level. And what you else can do is see on a later stage all amounts and the campaign start and end date were calculated in the background by the system, depending on the given information in the related list campaign items. So here comes the media campaign management with the inventory management together. So if you just click on add items, you come to the product search, to the media search. Here you can filter the results of all the inventory you have stored in the system. So for example, you can define a site, the placement, the ad type. You can search for the billing category, and in this case, just let us search for Friday news. It's just a demo site here, and it's taking some seconds. And the ad type white skyscraper, for example, and we will see that there's just one product in the system with these criteria, the Friday news homepage skyscraper. If you mark this and add it to the basket, you will come to the next screen, to the basket. You now can set up a new search if you want to, and add another more products to your basket. What you now can do is start your media configuration. So you want to have some basic information to this campaign item. Just click on Start Media Configuration, and you come to this screen. So the Friday news homepage white skyscraper, the name of this ad spec. What you now can do is select the from and until date. So we need to define the period. Let's make it in March. Define your pricing. On different tabs, you have different information. So let's take 100,000 impressions. You also can change the sales price if you want to. You have your frequency capping information, which are also submitted to your ad server. Your time targeting, browser targeting. I just skip those tabs at this moment. You have your geo information, which you can pull out from DFP with just one click, and everything is stored in your system. And this geo-targeting tree will pop up automatically if you click this button here on Edit. For example, you can now define your geo-targeting information. Let's make it in Arizona City, and click Save. and all these information are stored here in these boxes and were also pushed to your DFP network. You can define your key value information and the content information, but let's skip it for the moment. Just click on save and you come to the next screen. Here, come back to the media campaign. So you now have one campaign item in this media campaign here. What you now can do is the check availability. So just mark it and check the availability. Since this system is connected to our test environment for DFP, we have no availables in the system because we have no live campaigns running in the system. So I would like to skip the check availability for the moment and show you the submit to ad server directly. It's nearly the same procedure. So, okay, but first of all, we need to sign the proposal or send it out to the agency. So we need to generate the PDF. With just two clicks, you will have your PDF, send it directly to the agency, and the agency signs it, and you're able to push the campaign to the ad server or make some changes and push it after you made your changes. So, pop-up. Okay, so let's push it to the ad server with just one click. Oh, there's a button error. I'm not quite sure what it is. But if you now see it in here, we have a live campaign. In this live campaign, you will see, just let me skip it to another tab. In this live campaign, you can see if you have pushed it to your ad server, then the ad server order ID and ad ID were filled out automatically. You have also a delivery status update with the delivered clicks and impressions with the last delivery update. Oh, when was the last delivery update? So this is the German time here. Let's take the deliveries for this campaign here. Just click on just mark this item and get delivered clicks and impressions here. So you come to the new screen and illegal session. Way.
I think those pop-outs timed you out.
I'm not quite sure.
Demos
maybe
Freddie
can show it to you and can tell you something more about it. I think I need to refresh it and then it will work because I have just one moment. Okay, so now we have a fresh session and let's get delivered clicks. So now it takes some seconds for the connection to DFP and get out the new delivered clicks and impressions and for this ad ID, and you can now see it in your campaign item that the last delivery status update will be pop up automatically here. So here it's our time and it works exactly. So the next thing I want to show you is the billing. So if you now have some campaigns running in the system and everything is fine and the deliveries are coming back to your system, you just need to start the billing run. So just click on your billing information. You have some campaigns in the billing run, which are, for example, for January. We want to start the billing run for January, sorry, and you are able to show all records which are relevant for this billing run. So I just want to show you this pre-invoices. I hope there are some. Yeah, so now we have 3 campaigns which are ready for invoice. You see there are also some records in there, and I can invoice these records with just one click. There will be created a new billing run record with the invoices and the invoice numbers. So these invoice numbers are generated by the system automatically, and you can see all needed information in these records here, directly pulled out of the campaign items and the media campaigns, which are there connected to, and you can see the invoice as a PDF here with this title, and we just can click on view, and you see this invoice number here, and you have your invoice and can send it out to your agency. So yes, that's on my side. I hope this quick overview helped you to get a better understanding of how Advendio works. So now you can see me. I will hand over to Frederick, and he will show you a little bit more about the API.
Yes. Hi everyone, I'm Frederick. I'm a software developer at Advendio and responsible for the ad server integration of the DFP ad server. I'm going to show you some more technical information about how we integrate with the DFP ad server. So, how does Advendio integrate with the DFP ad server? As you can see on the slide, there are 3 components involved. The Advendio app in Salesforce that you've already seen in Reno's presentation, the DFP ad server, and to connect these two, we have our middleware. The middleware is a Java servlet running, of course, somewhere in the cloud and on a Tomcat server. Why did we decide to use a Java servlet? There are 2 reasons. First, you could access the DFP web services directly from Salesforce, but if you do so, you will get some problems with the Salesforce limits. And the second reason is we want to give the customer the possibility to connect to different ad servers at the same time. And since not all ad server APIs can be used as easy as the DFP API, we decided to use Java to be more flexible and to be able to support more ad servers. As you have seen on Nadia's presentation, there are 5 operations that interact with the DFP ad server. First of all, we have the initial integration. That's when you have installed Advendio and created your connection to the to DFP ad server. You can import inventory and targeting data like ad units, placements, countries, cities, keys, values, and so on. The next operation is to do an inventory forecast. Yeah, of course, check the availability of your planned media campaign, submit the order. You create your order in the DFP ad server. The operation creative upload. Of course, you have already created your order in DFP. You can assign a creative to this order and to your line items. And finally, we have the delivery reports operation to get delivery reports. So what's happening in detail? The user clicks on a button like Reno did, and hopefully the user has a valid session. And by clicking the button, a Java servlet is called via HTTPS, and the Java servlet loads all data from the Advendio, from Salesforce, and converts it and does some operation on the DFP ad server and save the result back to the Advendio app in Salesforce. Now let me show you an overview what service is used in what operation. For the initial integration, of course, we use the company service, custom targeting service, inventory service, and placement service, and so on. The inventory forecast, of course, the forecast service. Submit the order, we use the order service, the line item service. For creative upload, we use the creative service and the creative line item association service. And for delivery reports, we use, of course, the report service. Now, let me show you an example how it works more detailed. Okay, let's assume the user has created his media campaign and now clicks the check availability button. When you click the button, the Java servlet is called, and the Java servlet immediately connects back to Salesforce and loads all media campaign data and all needed data from Salesforce. Transfers this data into DFP orders and DFP line items, and then we use the forecast service to perform the do forecast operation for every line item. The do forecast operation gives us back a forecast object where all needed information are stored, like available impressions. And this data we save back to Salesforce and additionally send an email to the user. Yeah, and every other operation works quite similar. So, what is the DFP API compared to other ad server APIs, and especially compared to the old API? The DFP API is very good structured, and you can intuitively read it. You look on a class name or function name, and you immediately know what it's for and what it does. Of course, we have a state-of-the-art technology, a comprehensible data model. We have a complete API documentation, which helps you a lot and is not quite standard for an ad server API. We have developer test networks, and that's a very great feature when you start developing. You don't need to contact Google, you just can use the API and start testing and start developing. That really helps you, especially when starting, but still later it helps you every time. We have far better performance with the new DFP API than compared to the old DFP API. We have a great community and the forum and good support. And at least it's very easy to upgrade for publishers when you're using Advendio with the DFP ad server. We need only 3 steps and done everything we need for upgrading on our side. Yeah, and that shows how easy it is to work with the DFP API. Okay, that was all from my side, and maybe you have some questions.
Great, thanks, Freddie. Vincent, did you, I know you had a few questions. Did you want to ask them first?
I think he's on mute.
Yeah, I think he is. So while he works through that, I'll just ask, it seemed like from a reporting perspective, you can report on campaigns before and after the upgrade, which I know is very important for the pubs that are upgrading. Could you talk a little bit more about how your reporting does that?
Oh yes, that's quite easy. Since we just replaced the IDs of the old campaigns and the old orders by the new ones, we just have the merged columns in the report where we get the delivery data from before the update, before the change, and together with the new, more recent data. And so, yeah, it's quite easy. We have only to use these merged columns and get all report data we need.
Great. So it's just one continuous report. You deal with the data changes on your side, right?
Right.
Perfect. The only other thing I wanted to mention is during Reno's presentation, he went through the geo-targeting selection and then also showed us the key value selection. So one of the things that I think you guys do in the background is you actually cache all those values in order to basically make the UI as fast as it was. Can you just verify that? I thought that was true. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, we provide the functionality to import key values and geo data from the DFP ad server, and so we can store it in our Salesforce app, and the user can access these every data they have in the ad server, in the DFP ad server.
Perfect. So there's no double syncing going on or anything like that. You just pull all the data and make it immediately available in Salesforce.
Yes, we have. Yes, basically yes.
Vincent, have you got your audio issue resolved? Maybe not.
Oh, I don't think so.
Doesn't look like.
All right. So I'll just ask a one of his quick questions. So I think he had it on chat. He's telling me, what was one of the most difficult APIs services to work with, and why?
I don't think that we had much difficulties with any with any service. In the beginning, we had some problems with the line item service, but right now all problems were changed. We had some problems that not all features were supported, but right now I think every service is
Okay, great.
very usable.
I always like to ask to see how we can improve. So I think one of his other questions was, are there any features you'd like to see us add to the DFP API in the future?
I personally would like to see a feature where you can ask over the API what feature is available in one network. For example, I think you have some features that you have to activate for every network, and the networks are somehow different. Sometimes we had problems with different network configurations. So I think we would like functionality to ask a network what feature is activated.
That sounds fair. That way you could essentially do an initial check when you connect to a network to make sure that you have all the permissions you need and things like that, correct? Okay, great. I don't think we got Vincent back, so I don't have any more questions. Oh, we can. Great. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us at ADvendio, Nadia, Reno, and Frederic. So I guess we'll go ahead and sign off.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.